In today's video, I want to focus on two reader questions I've been sent that address the same issue: how to turn on the mood or mindset necessary to be social, to interact with and attract girls you're interested in dating. By the way, as I've said in previous videos, if you have a particular question you'd like me to answer in video format on this channel, then don't be shy. Either leave it in the comments below or drop me an email at troy@realtroyfrancis.com. Anyway, with that said, here are the two questions I'm going to examine today. The first is from Andrew, and here's what he has to say. How can I avoid my job in the sector of math and science, which I like, from inducing me in an apathy, superlogical mood? Is it possible? I mean, after hours of studying maths, switching to a day game mood is hard because I have to reactivate all the charisma and vibe. The second question is from Vernon, and here it is. A lot of your books really focus on mindset, which is what I needed. Approach Her Like Chad was the first time I had courage to approach and subsequently have a lady in my life at the moment. My question is, how do I switch on this mindset on and off quickly? I can't run game the whole day, and then having to be social is hard if I find myself in a mall, at a bar, etc. Well, many thanks to both Andrew and Vernon for reaching out with these questions. As I've said, they're interrelated and together present a really important issue. I can certainly empathise with your point about working at a superlogical job, Andrew, and how that can make switching to day game or a social mood tricky. I faced a very similar challenge when I was working for a corporate firm and would go out to meet and socialise with girls afterwards, almost 10 years ago. And I can say from experience that it's not easy to move from being buried in spreadsheets to being buried in her sheets, if you know what I mean. No pun intended. And Vernon, what you say about switching the social mindset on and off at will, and the difficulties thereof, also strikes a chord, as I'm sure it will with many viewers. Because even as we practice approaching girls, complimenting them and then leading conversations with them that will hopefully lead to dates and more, and as we get good at this skill set, we often find that we are not on form right in the moment when we need to be, i.e. when we see an attractive girl that we'd like to get to know at the bar, club, restaurant or lounge. I wish there was a fail-safe solution to this problem. In fact, if there was, and I had it, I would probably be a multi-millionaire by now. Guys would be biting my hand off to take advantage of a magical elixir that turned them from daytime dullards to nighttime seduction sorcerers. Regrettably though, such a substance does not exist. And for that reason, we have to fall back on our own resources in fulfilling the seducer archetype, even when we don't particularly feel like it. There are various observations that I have to make about this phenomenon, and hopefully one or more of them will resonate with you. First off, in my experience, the very best way to change your state, to improve it, is via physical activity of some kind. This might be running, weightlifting, swimming, or even sitting in a sauna. While the latter is not exercise, it nevertheless has the effect of altering your essential state, which is invaluable when you're preparing to conquer socially. Andrew, you talk about the issue of apathy and the problems you find with reactivating your charismatic mood after work. Well, how about if you fitted a gym session in straight after your job finishes, or went for a run? I guarantee that doing either of those things will radically change your mood. In fact, they'll give you a natural high which will impact markedly on your flirtatious interactions afterwards. Another dynamite tip is simply to socialise with everyone you come into contact with as soon as you leave the office or whenever you need to perk up your mood. It's a simple hack, but it works like a charm. Talk to doormen, Uber drivers, baristas, barmen, the old lady selling flowers by the side of the road, girls on the cosmetics counters, and so on. There is no preferred outcome for any of these interactions. All you're doing is loosening yourself up and getting yourself into a chatty mood, so that when it really counts, when you're standing in front of the girl of your dreams in dirty martini, say, you're already warmed up and ready to go. Most importantly though, what you really need to do is become that guy. Rather than just imitate the Casanova archetype every Saturday night when you go to the club, you need to actually become him. And in order to do this, you must internalize that guy's essence, what he actually is, and make it a part of your personality. As with everything, this comes about with time and repetition. So the more that you go out and socialize with women you fancy, the easier it will be. But if you're at the beginning of your journey with this stuff and you want to give yourself a boost, it all comes down to clarity of intent. That is to say, what do you actually want to achieve? Are you looking for a girlfriend? Are you searching for something shorter term with no strings attached? Are you looking to extend your experience in the dating marketplace with a series of relationships? You need to decide, and then you need to keep your objective front of mind. Writing your intention down helps, as do affirmations, that is, repeating to yourself your ideal outcome over and over. This will imprint in your mind what you want to happen and will hard write it into your subconscious. The reason that this is important is simple. The more focused you are on your end goal, the more likely you will be able to take the simple actions necessary in order to achieve it. For example, once you're rock solid in your intention to find a new girlfriend before the holidays, say, and you know the actions most likely to achieve that, then you will find yourself less inhibited in taking them than ever before. A final note: make things easy for yourself and lower the bar. It is always better to take action than to do nothing. Say you see a beautiful woman who you'd like to get to know, but you're feeling tired, listless, and apathetic. Well, we know with 100% certainty that if you say nothing, then nothing will happen. But if you go and speak to her, even if you're not on top form, then there is at least a possibility that something may occur as a result. Knowing that, walk up to her, say hi, and pay her a compliment, regardless of how you are feeling. If it goes badly, well, so what? At least you tried, right? And if it goes well, you might just have a date for the following evening. The truth is that dating is not an exact science. It's not as if you don't get everything 100% right, you'll miss out on the prize. On the contrary, even relatively lame approaches can result in dates and more. So it's always preferable to approach and start a conversation than not, however unconfident you are of your mood and your likely success in the moment. Well, I hope that helped and you got some useful information from that little answer to those two questions from Andrew and Vernon, and many thanks again for sending the questions in. As I said, if you have your own question you'd like me to answer, then please do drop me an email or leave it in the comments below. Finally, I just want to say that my pack of 10 books about dating, game, sexual dynamics, the sexual marketplace, and so on, called Renegade Dating Blueprint, is still available for $39, which is a considerable bargain given that the true value of that pack is upwards of $250. The link is below. Please do jump on board if you're interested in reading 10 of my books on the subject of dating and so on. Please do subscribe to my daily email list. The link is below. So even if I get deplatformed on every single platform in the universe, I will still be able to keep in contact with you and pass you this information. And finally, do give me a like for this video, do hit subscribe to my channel, and do hit the notifications bell. That will ensure that you are kept up to date with every new piece of content that I release. Many thanks. See you soon. Bye-bye.